how I do wish you spoke English.
I'm speaking just fine, asshole.
Is that John Reno?
No, it's the girl.
Oh, the girl.
Oh, it's so funny. When the guy goes, oh, because she speaks some like Russian to him, whatever, and he goes, oh, how I wish you spoke English. She goes, I speak it just fine, asshole. Just can't speak.
No.
Anyway, this is it tickled me. If none of the listeners, it tickled me remembering that. Hello, everybody. It's the science fiction rating system. Woo!
Woo!
And we can speak English just about, and we're here to speak English at you for 30 to 45 minutes. About
Depending on the Google Meet connection.
Yeah.
yes, anyone get cut off. Yeah, we're here to talk about Rollerball, not that one, the 2002 one, directed by John McTiernan, about whom we shall learn more later. I am Sam Draper, and I am joined by Chris Redding.
Hello.
How are you, Chris?
Pretty good.
And Alex Humphrey.
Hey there.
How are you, Alex?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Although I've not had my dinner yet.
Oh,
Sorry. Oh, he gets.
Hi, McDonald's.
He gets hangry.
Nice.
This film is the film that's like basically this is in your way, isn't it, Chris? Basically,
What?
this Rollerball film is in your way because when we watched Rollerball, you said, "Oh, someone should remake this film,"
yes.
and I'm the man to do
No,
it.
I literally,
Yes, of
I'd done storyboards, pitches,
Yeah.
I'd
And then
done a
you
whole
f-
pitch deck, and then
and
I
then-
just Googled, and I realised
Yeah, so this is the film that stands in the way. I mean, it was 2002, so that's 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Could we
I
make
think
it
it's
again?
already back
Dated.
in play.
Yeah, I think it's back in play. Yeah, I think it's back in play.
But you're not as big a name as John McTiernan, are you? Now, John McTiernan, director of Die Hard,
Yep.
Hunt for Red October, Predator,
Yeah.
Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero, Die Hard 3.
Yeah,
Yep.
makes you wonder why he did this.
Well, actually, no. I mean, why did this? I don't know. His career was on the rocks. But what's
He's
more
just done Thomas
interesting...
Crown Affair, which wasn't a complete flop.
Yeah. But what's more interesting is that as a result of this film, John McTiernan went to prison. And his
What?
Yeah.
Bankruptcy. Was
That's
it financial?
later on. First of all...
That's later on. Oh
Yeah.
my god!
I mean,
what?
we'll start with this. It's more interesting than the film, to be honest. John McTiernan was arrested for having a wiretap placed on the producer of this film
What?
because he was so paranoid about the producer trying to go a different direction to what he was. He wiretapped the dude. And
Oh my god!
it was obviously the guy found out, went to the police, and John McTiernan denied it all, like flat out denied it under oath.
Yeah. Oh god!
yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Rollerball that he bugged the producer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for this film. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he bugged him, lied under oath, all sorts of weird stuff. The thing about like he had a lawyer who said plead guilty to everything. So he did that. He got a better lawyer. It's like something out of Arrested Development, who then said, "I want to withdraw all those charges and plead not guilty." But by doing that, he opened it up to get more charges made against him. So there were more charges of lying to the FBI. Basically, he lied to the FBI repeatedly.
What?
So,
what was the direction? Like what was the conflict of what was?
Well, the conflict is that the other guy was trying to make a different sort of film. There's all sorts of weird stuff about the film. It's just literally...
what
it's just
a film to like lose your career over.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
Oh my god!
So he went to prison. He was there for, I don't think he was there very long. It's very like low security, because he's rich. But whilst there, he was made bankrupt, lost his ranch, lost everything by the looks of it, and his
my
career
God.
hit the skids. He's made nothing. He made one film after it, a year after. But
So Rollerball killed
John McTiernan was killed by...
Rollerball.
yeah, it was an interesting
Wow.
read. So, yeah, Rollerball, a film so good that there was a wiretap involved. Written by the guy who wrote Alien 3, or one draft of it, Larry Ferguson.
I mean that is wasn't there like 10 versions of Alien 3? So
Yeah. And he also wrote like Hunt for Red October and stuff, so I guess he's
okay.
John
Yeah,
McTiernan's bagman.
Go to yeah.
Yeah. And the other guy wrote the...
You were only the assistant producer on Rollerball. Why are you like bugging the assistant producer? Like,
Weird, innit? Weird.
Really weird.
I reckon there was something else going on here. Like there's a woman involved or something.
Yeah, possibly. because a lot of the stories don't even mention like the reasons why. It's only one I found that said like it was
Yeah.
difficult in the film. But yeah, you're probably right. It was more. Anyway, the film itself, Rollerball, is a remake, as we said, of the film we already watched, the 1975 Rollerball. It takes the controversial, maybe, choice of setting it not in the future. This is no dystopia, or is it? I guess it kind of is, isn't it?
It's a nowtopia.
Nowtopia, like it, yeah.
That a word? I don't know.
Nowtopia.
Yeah.
And it stars Chris Klein, who you may remember as one of them in American Pie. Not the main one, not the funny one, not the girl.
I mean,
the other
one. Whilst watching Chris Klein in Rollerball, I had the.
God, he really was the straight man in films, wasn't he? Sorry, Alex.
No. But it made me just think someone went, and let's get Keanu Reeves. Oh, Keanu's not available. Oh, should we get Chris Klein?
I mean, it's a big miss.
But don't you think he just looks a bit like him? He's got that kind of drawl, and he's kind of 90s cool. Like
he looks very clean. Like Keanu Reeves looks very clean.
Yeah, he's got that kind of like clean, but a bit like maybe he smokes some dope on the weekends. Like he's a bit of a party dude.
Jean Reno's also there, who is a good actor, but will do anything really, won't he? He's not really
yes, he will.
Discerning man.
Yep.
LL Cool J, who has been in a lot of films we watched. It always, we watched Deep Blue Sea, haven't we?
Yep, and Toys. We've done three LL Cool J films.
I'm going to say this is probably his worst performance we've seen so far, but he's doing all right. And the other person I'll call out. Paul Heyman's in it, who's the guy who created ECW, the wrestling league.
I think he's pretty good in this.
Yeah, I think Paul Heyman's the best actor in this film.
For a person whose name is English sports announcer, according to IMDb, he doesn't have a name.
Well, I mean, he kind of carries the plot.
100%. I think he carries the film at moments.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Paul Heyman's a very interesting fella. If you want to read wiki him, he's a very interesting chap. And Rebecca Romijn. What was it?
Romaine.
I thought it was Romaine.
Who is Mystique in X-Men.
Yeah.
And not a lot else. And I'll tell you why she's not, because she can't fucking act. She is.
She's in Star Trek right now. She's pretty good.
What?
Yeah.
She's so bad in this.
She's number one in Star Trek in Strange New Worlds.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh my god! Could she act?
Yeah, she's fine.
According to
IMDb, and I'm not saying it's be all and end all, I've got it that a different person is the voice.
What the hell?
Different person's the voice.
A different person is her voice. It's not her voice.
I thought she was like next level awful in this. Like,
But if it's not her,
fame, bad acting. But if
it's not her speaking,
yeah,
but then why isn't it her speaking? That doesn't make.
I did think that was weird actually, because this is after X-Men, and she's all right in X-Men, isn't she? So
yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear that she's not as bad as I thought. Then because you told me at the start, then because a lot of my notes is basically how fucking awful she is. But if it's not,
I mean, I don't know. It says it isn't. I don't know. It says it isn't a verse on IMDb. I don't know. That's odd though, isn't it? Yeah. Why?
So yeah, there's this film. I mean, this film is so uncool on every level, isn't it? It's probably the least cool
dodgy
film.
era, though, isn't it? The styling is particularly out of fashion right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a soundtrack that includes POD, Godsmack, Drowning
I quite like
Pool.
that. That's that. What's that? That Here comes the boom. Here comes. It's that one. It is that. I downloaded that song after watching it. I quite like that song.
Hoover Stank on there as well. Slipknot, who feature in the film.
Yeah, Slipknot are weirdly in it. Pink's weirdly in it, but not in it.
Not singing her own song.
No, and I think she's not supposed to be. I think she's supposed to be like, she's acting as a singer rather than being a singer. Do you know what I mean? Like,
this film sets its stall out perfectly. You know what film it is from the off, because it starts with two men. Is it called not called wakeboarding? Is it? What's it called? They lie down. There's like longboards. It's two people in San Francisco on these like long skateboards where they lie flat.
Yeah.
And his face like, yeah, I'm the coolest dude in the world, and he just looks like a gimp. He looks so stupid.
Yeah.
You know what he looks like? He looks like a disabled person who's fallen into distress, and he's like, and he's freewheeling away. Like they were propped up somewhere, and someone's left them, and they've like rolling down the road, and they're going like, "Help me!" kind of thing. That's what he looks like.
Or someone who was doing someone's MOT, and they just rolled out by mistake. Say, oh bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very bad opening. It's a
terrible
bad
opening. But it's shown us his credentials for why he's the next big star in the world of rollerball. His mate LL Cool J is already in the league and says, "Come out to Kazakhstan and we can roll balls together."
Yeah.
And we skip to, I can't remember, it's like 6 months later or something, isn't it? We skipped. There's a time skip.
It has to be a time skip because he's become like the top player in the entire league.
I'm sure it was like, I mean, have a look at 4 months. It's 4 months later. There's not much time really. And the 4 months become the top thing. Now, this rollerball rink, again, it's so uncool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bright red lines, terrible like early LED lights. Oh, there's bulbs.
No. Yeah. LEDs.
They've added that weird little rabbit that you've got to go across that weird little perspex glass.
Yeah.
Right at the top.
The thing that the first rollerball didn't do was explain the rules, right?
Yeah.
This film, very clear at the start, Paul Heyman does explain the rules, but he shouldn't because the rules are awful.
No, the rules are really silly.
It's a smaller thing as well,
right?
Yeah,
it looks much smaller. Yeah, it looks much smaller.
So there's a lot wrong with this film, but
I quite like though.
Yeah.
That I like the way they've got all the people have the weird masks on. I mean, it's obviously done so that it's basically always the same people but different masks.
But right, the central premise of this film is that this is the biggest sport in the world, and everyone is watching it.
No, I disagree with you. I would say the central premise of this film is that this is an underground sport that John Reno wants to be the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah.
It's not big in America yet, but it is everywhere else, isn't it?
It gets 18.1 million views globally
is it then?
at one point.
Right, so
the way I saw it was that Renault's on the ground level of this sport, and it's all super illegal and dodgy, and he wants to sell it to everyone to make the big bucks, but
it's rubbish.
But it's not very good. Yeah, they kind of like they need to get the viewers.
That makes a bit more sense now. Yeah,
they're obsessed with the ratings.
Like, why would anybody watch this sport? It's terrible, isn't it?
The rink is like Chris said. The ring is smaller, definitely.
They put the jumps and made it a little bit X Games.
Yeah.
But the walls, you can go on the perspex on the walls.
Yes,
you couldn't do that before.
Yeah.
But you don't get, like, it's so small, you can't get the shots of the motorbikes. They're barely moving, are they? Because they can't really move, can they?
No, otherwise they'd be on the walls.
Yeah.
So there's you've lost. The one thing Rollerball did have was a nice sense of motion when they had.
If they're all going fast enough that they're literally on the walls all the time, that'd be quite good.
Yeah, it would be quite good.
See, I thought from the trailer or something that they go over the top, but they don't, do they?
That was my idea. I pitched.
Oh, that's where I got that from. Right, I know I got it somewhere, and I was looking forward to that bit, but I was thinking of the other Rollerball remake that hasn't been made yet. Right.
The proposed Rollerball remake. Right. Yeah.
They're rolling about, and there's a thing happens where a guy's hat falls off, and he gets brained in the head. But then we learn as well that basically this is a PG film, isn't it? There is no violence here.
No, not really. No, not really. You don't really see anything, do you?
Which is kind of, if you're not doing that, what you're doing?
Waste of time. Waste of fucking time.
Yeah, that's a bit odd.
Because they're not. Yeah,
they've not learned that lesson, which I'm sure Chris's Rollerball would learn. That you need to show.
It's a strange sort of like it's been remade by a Christian TV channel. The way they gradually make it more terrifying is like breaking a bit of perspex glass, which like happens at hockey games like all the time, doesn't it? And things like that. Yeah, it's such a very PG version of like extreme sport. It's very strange. Yeah. But go on. Sorry.
I quite like the bit when he has a drink and then they tell him to have the drink again because he hasn't aimed the can outwards.
Yeah.
I quite like I think there's some little bits in it like that. Mainly, it's the little bits that really look like 90s TV that I really liked. Yeah. So, like, the random stings of, like, when they show the
exploding
the stats.
Thing.
Or that really weird bit when there's men in pants singing Wooly Bully. I don't know. But I like that when it kind of looks like you're actually watching Rollerball, like you were tuned into it. I quite like that bit.
There's so little of that, isn't there?
Isn't there? There's not enough.
Because for each scene of that, there's a lot of like they show that like Jean Reno and all his gang are like in the executive seats, and their whole banter is terrible. Like it's written badly, acted badly. The Indian bloke with him is awful.
I think John Reno's supposed to be Russian as well.
He is meant to be Russian, yeah. He's doing a very good job of that, isn't he? Yeah. They're like, the way, there's that line early on where like, what does the guy say? It's like, he goes, we don't rig this game, it's a fair game. And the guy leans forward and he goes, yes, but all the better for gambling on, don't you think? And they're all like, we're evil.
Yeah.
It's on the nose.
It looked a bit like, in Squid Game when they bring the investors in.
Yeah,
they're all
that's
just
exactly what I wrote down.
White dudes with suits on. This looked a bit like that.
Totally like that,
yeah. Oh, they must be evil because they're white dudes with suits on.
That bit of Squid Game's so funny.
Yeah.
How could no one involved have said, like, we just need to get some actual American proper actors into this?
Yeah.
It takes it out of it so much. It's so bad.
Yeah, it does. It does. In this first game, though, they say the quote that I thought you were going to start the episode with, when the commentator guy goes, "We got a fox in the box, a fox in the box." Yeah. They put that fox in a box.
In a box.
Which I don't know why he says it. I don't really understand what he's talking about.
Like it was going to be a bigger thing.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a catchphrase.
It was going to be a whole backstory to that.
Yeah.
I do like Rebecca Romijn's ridiculous hat. She looks very weird.
I quite like I like the weird jester hat and they've got a lot of there's a lot of stupid, it does look like what was it, American Gladiators looked a bit like this.
Yeah.
Like just really like stupid costumes.
I like the hawk one. Is that the one you're on about? Like it's like
the red one.
There is a hawk
like
one.
A golden hawk.
Oh yeah,
there is one of them. Yeah.
It's just all a bit sort of
it's odd.
Like Woodstock 99 kind of like,
Well, they have a house band, don't they? They have a band playing during the matches.
I mean, that's a good idea. I might incorporate that in my version.
Yeah. You're making notes.
Yeah.
Would your version be set in the same universe? Would Chris Klein be in it as maybe a retired rollerballer?
You'd get him back, couldn't you?
You could totally get him back. You could get LL Cool J back.
Why would we want him back?
The authenticity.
Yeah.
Chris Klein. He's awful, isn't he? So bad.
He's not good, no.
The set looks like fucking Nightmare or Robot Wars or something, doesn't it? It's terrible.
Awful.
Yeah.
So they know something's up because they get the hat and the strap was cut, so they know it's a setup. Oh, Chris is gone.
Oh, Chris is gone.
I'm still here, actually.
Oh, okay.
Just taking his clothes off.
He's eating something, probably.
He's just gone and got in the wardrobe. Carradine style. He's back. What was I saying?
Something. Oh, they have some violence.
Really thrown you there, haven't I?
When the guy gets his head caved in,
that's it.
They get ratings over 30 million.
Yes,
and they work out that the cameras are all basically. He's just doddering about, isn't he?
Yeah, but
the cameras are all on him. So why would the cameras be on him?
Why have the sports people got access to all these replays and things like this?
Yeah, they shouldn't. Should they? Just players. They wouldn't have that. No.
You know the thing with the tattoos in their faces as well?
Yeah.
What's that about? Why are some tattooed and some aren't? Because they keep going about it, but I can never really get the angle of what they were trying to say.
It might be like a level thing, right?
They're elite.
Yeah. It felt like a kind of slavery comment, like... Yeah, if you've been branded, yeah.
Yeah, because Rebecca Romijn gets it towards the end, doesn't she? And they're all like, you've got the...
No, I didn't really get that. They have unisex changing rooms.
More tits.
We got to.
More tits. More tits. I mean, I quite like that they've put women in the game. I mean, that's quite,
Yeah, but they don't give them anything to say, and if you want to see the tits, you have to have a unisex changing room.
No, they don't have characters, these women, but they are there.
That's the problem.
There's a terrible club there, isn't there? But I like...
Oh, yeah, there's a really bad 90s club scene, yeah.
It's awful, isn't it? They're all so badly lit, aren't they? They're so overly lit.
Do they go in different directions to the old... The old last one was in anti-clockwise.
I don't know.
I don't think they were consistent with it in this, are they?
I think they change depending on where the thing is, which kind of means it's not a really high intense sport if it changes.
Yeah, because you just go back the other way and score.
They've just made so little effort to ground the sport in any kind of realism, haven't they? You never see enough of it. You see half-second shots, don't you? You never see enough to really know what's going on, other than tinging the thing with the ball at the end of and going through the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I do again. in Rollerball, in this version, I do like the idea of the fact that they are in a very poor country and they're really rich in this country because they're...
Are they in a poor country, though?
In Kazakhstan, aren't they?
Yeah, they are supposed to be.
Yeah, but when they were like roller luging down the hill, that was in...
That's it.
San Francisco.
At the start, yeah.
That's San Francisco, yeah. I quite like the idea that they're like they're rich, but not really rich because they are living in Kazakhstan. Do you know what I mean? It's not they can't convert the money, as it were.
Well, it's very oligarch, isn't it?
Yeah,
because there's a mine there, isn't there? They're like the mining magnate who's
and they are making. I mean, if you compare this directly to the original, they are making the fact that the game is oppressive to the people of the town. They're making that more obvious in this than the original did. Like, you can see the oppression happening directly.
It's weird, though, isn't it, again? Like, I don't get why you'd make a mine... Why the mine and the game linked? Because,
that's
when
weird.
Abramovich, people like that, went and bought Chelsea, he didn't, buy the team on top of the oil plant.
No, the mining thing is a bit odd. I don't really get where they're going with that. It would make more sense if Rollerball was literally the only export of the town. Like, they all had to work at the arena, like in shops or cleaning it, or they were oppressed in that way because it was literally the only export that this truddy little place has.
Yeah, because mining's the export, and for some reason they feel obliged to go to Rollerball, but I don't get what the link is. It's strange.
No.
It makes the end ridiculous when he leads a revolt. A revolt against what? Against going to work at the mine. Like, I don't get what.
Your job. It's a revolt against your job. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. No. I just thought the idea of this kind of like, it's a kind of weird.
I see what you mean. There's
like they've taken. It's a weird, stupid sport, and it's new, and it's a bit dangerous, and people who are like, and you can make lots of money if you're American or from wherever you are because it's kind of new, but it's a bit dodgy. And I quite like something. I think there is something in that, but it's just not very well done.
I feel like you've brought that to this film. I don't think the film says that. I think you're projecting that on it. You always say makes sense and it's more entertaining than what's there, but I didn't get that from the film at all. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay. Just me.
So it meanders on for a lot. There's a lot of like they're aware something's going on, and Chris Klein is just like doing the most boring things with his girlfriend, and occasionally like that old dude pops up and he's like, "Oh, we're watching you, mate."
Yeah.
And it's all building to. Well, there's another race, isn't there? When another thing, the Perspex glass smashes, shock horror, and suddenly 30 million more people tune in because a bit of Perspex glass smashed.
There's also the bit where Jean Reno just goes mental at that bloke for the channel that he's put the rollerball on.
Oh, yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
That doesn't make any sense. He puts a gun in his face. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
But then afterwards, he gets on the plane and he says like, "Oh, that it's something about a mouse." He goes like,
"A goddamn mouse." Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's really weird.
Like he was making it up or something, but he was clearly he was on channel 109, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The glass shatters, and that's enough. They've had enough, haven't they? That. Because the one guy's really ill. They go to hospital. LL Cool J and Chris Klein.
Why isn't he called Moon Pie or Moon Pig or what? Like, why did they not? Why didn't they just call? Because he's called Jonathan. Chris Klein's called Jonathan.
Yeah, I don't know why I call him.
Why couldn't
Pigeon.com?
Yeah, why couldn't he be called like?
Pigeon.
Yeah, why couldn't he have had that as a nickname? Like his old. It was his old American football nickname.
Well, they should have done, yeah. They're in hospital, the two, and I like Rebecca Romijn's disguise as like an Arab woman, but there hasn't been any Arab women in this film, has there, at all?
No.
There's not a single other person.
No.
And she's really sneaky about it as well. She's like, "Oh, don't follow me." Like, it's blatantly obvious she's up to no good.
Yeah.
She busts... Oh, yeah, because they've agreed, haven't they?
But she's not going to sink into any sort of background because we haven't seen anyone with that get-up.
No.
Yeah.
And also, haven't all the team given, like, their money to get LL and Chris Klein... Like, why would they give a shit about them? Like, it's really weird.
But because they say, like, we're going to get you out, right?
Yeah.
And that other Russian guy's there, isn't he? And Rebecca Romijn's there. And they're not going to go.
Because their families are being threatened.
Very strange. But yes, they hand all the money over. And then this is the best bit of the film.
Yes. I mean, I mean, I know I've been positive. I've tried to be positive, but even I cannot justify the next 20 minutes of this film.
I think it's 3 minutes at least. So I think this is possibly where the wiretapping thing was about, because this whole 20 minutes of the film now is shot in night vision.
I thought the Blu-ray I was watching had broken. What I thought. Like, I just couldn't believe. I thought this must have just broken. This cannot be.
So this sequence,
this looks like.
This sequence originally, they shot it all, and I don't know if it was meant to be in green screen, night vision or not, but it was so dark they couldn't see anything. So they spent 6 months going back and reshooting the whole of this sequence again. So this is their second pass at this whole bit of the film. Yeah,
and it's still green,
and it is all in night vision, and like, I mean, I was watching thinking, what is the... Is it that they've is it, I was trying to think if like Zero Dark 30 and stuff like that had come out, and they have those few shots...
Or the Paris Hilton sex tape.
Or the Paris Hilton sex tape.
That's what I thought it was referencing.
Those films, is it Zero Dark 30? Is that film where
when they go in
helicopter?
Yeah, but they are like taking out like Osama bin Laden in pitch black.
Yeah, and that is like a 10-minute shot anyway, and unsuspenseful. But had that happened at this point, do you think?
I don't know.
Is that why they're doing this, to try?
But also, why at no point does someone just be like, better switch the night vision on? Like, why don't they just do that? Like a lot of films do that kind of bit where the thing converts because we better go into. But
they can't, can they? Because like they're not showing it from anyone's point of view. You're seeing it. I mean, because I thought it'd just be in the cab of the car, but they show it. They're on a bike. They show it as a plane following them. There's tracking shots of all across the shot, and it's all in night vision.
It looks so terrible. It doesn't look better. Like,
Do you think it's like because
is there no like trivial like explanation to why?
All I could find was the fact that they had to reshoot it all. I couldn't find why they decided it was a good idea.
No,
I honestly think they're going for like that kind of Afghanistan
like it's
military
style
vibe.
Like it doesn't work. It just looks terrible, and it's really. Imagine you saw this in the cinema and it did that. You'd just be like, "What? Like, is it broken?"
Already, there's barely any plot, is there? And then, when the bit when they're like being chased, and he's on the bike doing 150 miles an hour on a bike, and there's this weird conversation where he's like, "Oh, you've not got road tyres on." Oh, you've got road tyres on. Yeah. Oh, no, he's got. I can't remember if it is. It's road or off road. It's one of the two, isn't it? Mm. And they have this whole back and forward about the sort of tyres he's got on in night vision.
It all feels like that they finished the film and went, "Oh shit, we forgot to do that scene when LL Cool J." Like it feels like it's just been out of footage
this film
they found.
50 minutes long, so we've got to
and they found some footage, or they just went out and filmed it in the desert with like the third AD or something. Like, it's so odd. It's so odd. Like, it's so weird.
There's a bit like they get followed by a plane, which I was thinking maybe the effect of that plane was so bad they're trying to hide that or something with it, but.
But there's not really any effects, are there?
Block, doesn't it?
They shoot a rocket, but I mean, they can't not. I mean, that's not that hard to do, is it? Like,
I think it may have just been money, because if they had to go back and reshoot a whole sequence because it was fucked up, and then they probably couldn't afford to do like any like grade or anything on it, so they just put that green tint across the whole lot.
So odd.
And then the thing is as well, like it's not even. It's badly done, isn't it, as well? Because you can't see a lot what's going on, especially when Jean Reno and that turn up at the end, and they look like a Paris Hilton sex tape. Really, you can't see anything, can you?
Yeah. Do you think? Was like John McTiernan was just like, in Predator when he does his vision thing, his heat vision. We'll just do that. No one bothered in Predator. Everyone was fine with it in Predator.
But in Predator, they actually used men. They used bodysuits.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
Painted in the colour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it was shot with a normal camera on a high contrast.
Oh, I didn't know.
There was no clever camera work being done.
Oh,
there.
okay.
It was just like a clever analog trick.
It just looks terrible.
This is the exact opposite.
It's so long. Like, it's so long. And it contains the moment that LL Cool J dies, basically, as well. He's killed, isn't he? Like,
he is. He gets over the border, doesn't he? And then do they shoot him? What's it?
I think he gets sniped or blown up.
Yeah, yes, they sniper him. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But they capture Jonathan. And I mean, it's quite funny actually. They're sat on a plane, aren't they, looking knackered? And I was a bit like, after this bit, I was like, need a breath. What have we been through here? It's so strange. It's so strange.
Yeah.
The one thing that I give this film credit for is I like that Jonathan is very like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, etc.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like, actually, if you give me a percentage, I'll come back and I'll be fine. And Jean Reno's like, oh, great. And he walks off and he's like, you just told me some bullshit that'll be fine with the percentage. I thought, that's the one bit of like, self-conscious film writing here. That was all right.
Yeah, I mean, Reno's having a good time, but he's terrible. Like, no one is getting out of this well, are they? Like,
he's got a great coat. I like his coat.
Yeah, he has got.
They offered Nicolas Cage a role, apparently.
Did they?
Oh,
yeah.
He would have made it better.
Keanu Reeves was originally intended to play Jonathan Cross.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Chris Klein, poor man's Keanu.
Yeah. Rebecca Romijn had a nude scene taken out.
There you go.
She's still nude in it.
Maybe it's a double.
In the sauna.
Yeah, maybe there was more.
No, there's more, yeah. I've just seen as well, she won a Golden Raspberry. So it's not just me saying that she was terrible. Oh, no, sorry, she lost it to Madonna in Die Another Day.
Oh, fair enough, though.
Well, fair enough on that.
Yeah, fucking hell, she's awful.
Yeah.
That was a good year.
Oh, also, Madonna won Worst Supporting Actress for Die Another Day and Worst Actress for Swept Away in the same year. So Madonna
Swept Away? Oh, that's terrible.
That's a full sweep.
I watched that film extremely drunk, Swept Away. It was hilarious. It was a very good time. Have either of you heard about the Michael Flatley film?
Yeah, we're showing that at my cinema.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
What? So Michael Flatley, you know the Riverdance bloke?
Yeah.
Self-financed a James Bond sort of film with him starring, producing and acting, everything
The thing is, he will sell that to millions of old women.
Yeah.
But it was. I think didn't he finish it like about 5 years ago? And he couldn't get a distributor for ages.
I don't know. I was really shocked when I saw that we were showing it. We're showing it a lot.
Yeah, I want to see it. There's a big grassroots campaign to get it out there.
Oh, has it got kind of the Room sort of following now?
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
If you wanna, if you wanna see it, just message me. I can get you in without having, don't worry. I'll comp you in.
I don't want any of my money going in Flatley.
No, you don't need to. Don't worry. I'll sort that out, Chris. Don't worry. We don't need to help him out. He's got enough money. God, if he can finance a film.
Yeah, his own film.
Who's the other one that's like him who all the old ladies love? Donnelly. O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah.
Blackbird, that's what it's called.
Imagine
Blackbird.
if you did a combi, like where them two are both like SAS.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
That'd be the sequel, Blackbird versus Crow.
Yeah. It'd be like 006.
Yeah. Susan Sarandon's in it. Oh, that's a different Blackbird. I was going to say.
What?
Fucking hell.
No one's in it, surely.
Eric Roberts is in it because obviously...
like the Irish Secret Service.
Troubled secret agent Blackbird abruptly retires from service and opens a luxurious nightclub in the Caribbean to escape the dark shadows of his past.
Ooh.
An old flame arrives and reignites love in his life, but she brings danger with her.
Oh.
Or Eric Roberts.
Directed, written, produced and starring Michael Flatley.
Wow.
Choreography by...
He must dance. Do you think there's a bit where he dances?
There's got to be.
Yeah.
Or maybe some fancy footwork to get out of a situation.
Yeah.
Do you think he's
developed...
developed...
laser alarm grid thing. He has to dance over them. He did river dances out.
or do you think he's developed an entire martial arts based on the river dance style?
Or a bad guy's like shooting at his feet and he's like going digga.
Dance sucker, and he's like, I will.
Yeah.
I got it.
And he gets defeated because they punch him and he can't do any punching. It's just kicks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
He's all lower body. That's his problem.
Like a T-Rex, he's got really tiny little arms.
Yeah. He basically has like disabled arms compared to his legs.
They've atrophied from all his years of dancing.
It just don't work. Yeah.
I used them so little.
And brain damage because the amount of jigging about he does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fair play to him.
Yeah.
Go finance your own vanity project. But anyway, back to this film. It's the climax. They are... Well, this is the only sort of nod to the original Rollerball, isn't it?
Yeah, this is pretty much... Yeah, rule change.
They change the rules. And again, it's down to Bayman to explain to us what's going on.
Yeah.
And...
They've modified a... they've got like the catcher mitt, and they've modded it, haven't they? Made it all sharp.
Yeah.
As well.
And... To be honest, I kind of lost track of what was going on here because there's a lot of
Yeah.
They're making it very clear that they know that he's into Rebecca Romaine, and they're kind of holding her hostage, but they're not. And
yeah, they've transferred her onto the baddie team.
Yeah.
There's a big thing about his spine protector. That seems to be a big...
he's not wearing it.
No, that he is wearing it this time. That this is the one time he is wearing it. Therefore, when he gets smacked in the back, he's all right. Okay. So, yeah.
But why doesn't he always wear it?
I don't know. He's a bit of a dick. I don't know. And then,
it's awful, isn't it?
And then but there's a lot of like, he does really he's really gratuitously smashing Renault's face in with the ball, isn't he?
The weird thing about this film is that he just, when he cracks, and the makeup once they get to polished version of Chris Klein, is awful, isn't it? Because they are. I don't know what they've tried to do, but he just looks like he's got these huge black lines down his face. When he does crack, he fucking cracks.
Oh yeah,
and
he goes crazy,
just killing everybody, beating them to death with tables and all sorts of stuff. I mean, that the end is so incompetent, isn't it? The final showdown, he gets into the backstage, and there's a bit when Jean Reno is just falling over and over again. He's trying to stand up, and he just keeps falling over. Which is rubbish. And then Chris Klein gets in there, and he's killing them all. And there's all these shots of this little weird staircase that he has to walk down. Do you remember that? He's shooting it from every angle as he just goes, and he's got this little weird little plastic table in his hand. It's just terrible.
Maybe it was just all improvised. Maybe that's why it's so odd.
And then Jean Reno, and he gets to he's got a secret cabinet full of shotguns.
He's got a gun cabinet.
And you find out later on he's looking for the key, but at the time it looks like he's gone mad because he's he's slowly just moving everything off every shelf, isn't he? It's so strange.
Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah, so he gets killed, and then the baddie, the Indian baddie guy,
comes in,
Buddha of Suburbia. He comes in and is all oh, ha ha ha, now I'm the boss. And he's and then Chris Klein's not really, and just blows him away, doesn't he? And then he somehow, they started a revolution.
Well, but first he's going to sleep with that girl, because he's never seen her bed.
No.
But again, what's the revolution against? This oppressive rollerball regime. I mean, they've still got to go to the mine to make money.
Mining, it's against mining. I don't know.
But because they weren't mining to fund rollerball, were they?
No.
Who knows?
No, they weren't. No.
Who knows?
No.
Or maybe
we don't know the backstory. There could be a direct link.
Well, it's definitely implied. I just don't understand how. I don't know.
Dirty money.
I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Is it a Poppins case here?
Oh.
Well, I've written down, is it sci-fi? The film takes place in 2005, but then I don't remember them saying that at any point. That's just what IMDb told me. But is there anything actually science fiction in this film?
Well, they're not doing anything outside the realms of what's possible.
They're not, are they?
It's not in a very violent. It's not it's not really a blood sport, is it?
And it's not in a dystopian. It's in our world, right? No. In the world now.
It's just a sport. Because, like I say, ice hockey is more violent than rollerball, isn't it?
Yeah,
and there's nothing they do in the rollerball.
It's just a really shit game.
Yeah. You could, but we could set that game up.
I always thought of that. There's no tech. Well, you could maybe that. What's that thing they've got? The global instant rating system. We must have that nowadays. You can tell streaming figures, can't you?
Yeah. I don't know.
Did they have it then, though? They probably didn't have it then.
No.
Although it wasn't far off.
So is the global instant rating system enough to make it sci-fi?
The global instant rating system in 2002?
Yeah.
But it's only set in 2005, so it's only 3... It's only saying it's 3 years in the future itself.
Yeah, but was that tech contemporary at the time? I don't think it is.
I don't know.
I don't think you could pop... Could you get global viewing figures like that on a little scale going up and down now? You probably could. I don't know.
Oh, now you could.
Yeah, now you could.
Yeah.
Surely, but
I'm talking about 2002.
Yeah, I don't think you could.
They didn't... PMS people didn't have the...
So email. Are we saying it's sci-fi because of
it's the most tenuous link.
Tiny. I mean, it feels weird not
the
putting
thing is, it's not. Is it using science fiction language and?
It's kind of just a sport.
Not really. The cars they drive are normal.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the game that's fantastical. The rabbit hole could be built. It was built. They obviously built the rabbit hole.
No, the game is not. like I say, we could do that game. They have normal cars.
Yeah, wiretapping listed.
Yeah, they have normal cars, normal jets, normal weapons.
The most fantastical thing is a lot of the accents like stretch credibility. That's what I'd say. But it's not really science fiction, is it?
I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. I don't know if it's Poppins or not. But
I mean, it's tough, isn't it?
Because what I would say they've done with this remake. See, this is why I think Chris still needs to make his version. They've gone away from the science and gone into the sport. And that's why I think they've gone away with this version. It's gone really far away from the science. It's gone sports politics rather than science fiction sports politics. It's taken the science out a bit.
I wouldn't say there's politics in this film.
Well, like...
But in the 70s one, there was all that nice brutalist architecture. They were using lots of that science fiction language to tell it,
which they're not in this. And Renault's just a guy who owns a mine, and he's got a TV studio, and he's got some weird sport that he's just trying to sell, basically.
I think it's Poppins.
Is it Poppins?
Poppins.
Woo! We got us a Poppins.
We've got the Poppins list around.
I have the Poppins list.
I've got it. I haven't know.
Bottom of my list.
To get that, really.
So, the Poppins list from the bottom up goes... K-Pax is the bottom. Incredible Mr. Limpet is the next up. Weird Science. Then it's Space Jam. Then it's Monster Trucks. And then it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Monster Trucks was a controversial one, but we ruled out all creature features by putting Monster Trucks on there.
I think this is worse than all of those films, personally.
Oh, not worse than K-Pax. Come on.
K-Pax was really annoying.
Oh, I don't think it's worse than K-Pax. Come on.
I guess K-Pax has got one of them in it.
Someone who should be in prison.
Mr. Space. Yeah, at least McTiernan served his time.
Yeah.
For his offence.
I think, I mean, just that green bit, it's just so, like... It's not competently made as a film, is it?
No, it's not at all. No, I saw a quote saying... Because the original cut was, like, a lot more violent.
Yeah.
It was a hard R, as they say. The quote was like... Where is it? Let me just find it on Wikipedia. It's from, what's his name? Another sex pest, Harry Knowles. The Ain't It Cool News bloke. Knowles said the movie was bad... But at least it was an unapologetic hard R film. Poor action sequences, poor editing. The story was bad. Rollerball I saw was one of the worst films I'd seen in my whole life. There was jeering in the theatre, and that was the version that was the better version that didn't get released. So yeah,
I've got here the original score by BT was removed because it sounded too Arabic.
Too Arabic, yeah.
Which is a bit of a fucking weird thing to say, isn't it? Like, God, yeah. Well, there you go. It's not even on the list. We Poppinsed it.
Poppins.
Good.
Poppinsed.
Well, I'm pretty sure next week we will be able to put the film on the list, because next week we're watching the Death Race remake.
Yeah.
Which Alex informs us is...
When are we going to get out of this whole season?
It's the last one.
Funny enough, I was asked that earlier on.
Yeah.
By someone off air. It's not entirely popular this season.
But I mean, what... But I think that the biggest thing we found here is that Chris's Rollerball remake is still very much on the cards. Like, you could do it. This is,
I'll restart pre-production then.
Yeah.
It was briefly going and then stopped.
Yeah, I think this is like, you I
need to find the owners of the IP.
Oh, yeah, good point. It's because this is, I think this remake... The original story, maybe?
No, it'd be a studio now, probably, won't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Who did it? MGM, so that's Disney now, isn't it?
Yeah. Got to go and speak to the mouse.
Okay, House of Mouse.
But I think...
The next prestige Disney Plus TV series, Rollerball. I want to know a film, don't want a TV series.
Yeah. No, but I think, because this, like I say, this version's gone away from the sci-fi.
I think I might just call it Roll.
Roll. That'd be good. Ball.
I think you've lost me, I've got to be honest. I think you've got to call it Rollerball.
Okay, Rollerball. I'll stick with Rollerball.
Don't call it Rollerball.
Oh no, call it Roller.Ball. Bring that little thing back, that was in for a while, wasn't it? Putting a dot in
and the dot is the ball.
There you go.
The logo.
You could do it with an A.
Oh, so like on the trailer, the ball's rolling around, it goes and flies off, and then it clunks in the wall, and then the rollerball come around the side.
Definitely, yeah.
Roller dot ball.
Don't call it like Rollerball 2042 3.0. Or something like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it'd be like in a 3-dimensional space.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah.
0G rollerball.
You'd have to have multi-ball as well, I think. Like, take a lot from pinball tables, have flippers and things like that, and a multi-ball section.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on, on the cannon that they had that spat the ball out in the first film. Really made a big thing of that, didn't they?
You know what you should do, right? This is how you pitch it to Disney. You make the course, first of all. Build the course, right?
Yeah.
And then just film some people going around it, playing the game, and then send that to Disney.
Hire it to them.
Yeah, and go, no, look, I've got this made. Let him make the film. I've got this all sussed.
Do the sport first, and then build the plot around the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, get some pro skaters in.
Get a load of, Quidditch idiots in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Quidditch is cancelled, isn't it? So get them all to go to this now instead, because no turfs
Rollerball's
here.
going to be fucking cancelled by the time I get done with it.
Right, well, let's leave it there. Maybe in the future we'll get to see Chris's rollerball film.
I hope so.
See you on the rouge carpet.
Yeah. The roller carpet.
Can me and Alex have cameos as Moon Pie and Moon Pig?
Hell yeah.
You could be the TV...
Yeah, the
pundits.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
But now you'd update it. You do like a Truman Show where you go and show a podcast about rollerball, and you guys would be you'd have like a Twitch channel. Or
We'd interview Jonathan.
Yeah.
Can you just don't call him Jonathan this time? Call him something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, next week anyway. Death Race. And then we're done with these for a bit, promise.
Yeah.
It's almost time for some birthday picks.
Death Race, the second
It's just
one.
called Death Race, not the Death Race anything.
Basically Mario Kart in prison.
Oh, do you think this rollerball was a prequel to the other rollerball?
Oh, interesting.
No, I don't either.
No. Oh, I quite like that. So I like the idea for a minute then. I like the idea that
No. Sorry to let you down, but
come on! But wouldn't it be brilliant if you just that weird old 70s dude?
But why would they stop women from playing it?
Yeah, good point.
And also, why would it? Because it's like a big authoritarian. Oh, there's 5 cities in the world at that point.
In that one, yeah.
They'll start fighting over rollerball rights.
You could just really badly, that bit when he goes to the weird English guy with his computer. You could, and he's talking about they've lost the 16th century. Yeah. You could have him be like, call up Rollerball. You could have like the John Renault's Rollerball coming up on
Rollerball.
We've lost. That's the start of the trailer. We've lost Rollerball.
I forgot about that 16th century stick.
Weird. Right, come on, let's finish. This is really rambling.
Yep. Get it in the 6 minutes.
Cheers, guys. See you next week for Death Race.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.